The latest we can report the name of the suspect that investigators have homed in on. His name is Shamsud Din Jabbar, 42 years old, a U.S. citizen, resident of Texas. There are previous criminal record, including theft and driving with a suspended license. So we're starting to piece together the profile of the man who carried out this attack at this time. So chilling. It does appear that this person took some time to prepare for this, prepared the vehicle. It looks like there was a flag. Investigators are saying they're investigating whether it's an ISIS flag or possibly another terror group, foreign terror group's flag.
Did this vehicle belong to the suspect?
It seems that the vehicle was obtained through like a ride-share app program in Texas. So it was like a rented vehicle.
All right, so the suspect in the New Orleans terror attack has been named to be a Shamsud Din Jabbar. This guy is supposed to be an Army veteran of 10 years. I've seen the different numbers in different places, but I think it's around 10 years, I guess. Sure. I haven't seen anything less than that. But so he was supposed to have been an Army veteran, inspired by ISIS. Now, on the back of his truck, I've seen some photos where he has the hitch, the flagpole mount hitch, and he has a flagpole with a flag on it, of course, and then it's a black flag, but it's like wrapped, so you can't really see what's on the flag. But they're saying it's an ISIS flag. I'm not gonna lie, I did think at the beginning that this was probably gonna be another, unhinged illegal migrant crime, because that's been happening across the country. But this one is a little bit strange, I gotta admit. But so this dude in the Army, he did HR and IT.
Good evening. I'm Shamsuddin Jabbar, property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch.
I don't know. This is a weird one. The dude's born in Texas and he served 10 years in the Army. And he was apparently inspired by ISIS to commit this attack. So, but at first the FBI came out and they said that this wasn't a terrorist attack. Check this out.
Patrick said we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on.
Don't worry, it's just bombs. It's not a terrorist attack, but we did find bombs though. But it's not a terrorist attack. Just stay out of the area. We found bombs, but we're good. It's not a terrorist attack. That don't make no sense. Why did they come out and say this?
You know what these kinds of attacks can do to cities. You were the mayor of New York when the devastating attacks on September 11th took place. How, as a mayor, how as a city leader, do you handle this?
Well, the first thing is you make sure that everyone is working together, which I think the mayor has done. I thought her press conference was excellent. The chain of command has to be clear. Here, the FBI has taken control of the investigation, which seems appropriate, particularly since it's not only an act of terrorism, it now looks like an act of classical terrorism. I would think the FBI's hesitation at the very beginning was, we're kind of getting very, very general in the definition of terrorism. Any terroristic type act is terrorism. But I think what they wanted to see is this connected to a terrorist organization. When you found the black flag, when you found the additional explosives in the car, who knows what other information they were able to obtain, they were comfortable saying it's an act of terror. This looks like an Islamic extremist act of terrorism. Of course, the administration would be very, very loath to say Islamic extremist terrorism, since we've been prohibited from doing that since Obama. Terrible mistake, because it's terrible and difficult to defeat your enemy if you don't name them. Like if we had never named them Nazis, it might have been difficult to defeat them. But hopefully that's going to change.
The FBI is leading the investigation to determine what happened, why it happened, whether there was any continuing threat to public safety. Here's what we know so far. The FBI has reported to me the killer was an American citizen, born in Texas. He served in the United States Army on active duty for many years. He also served in the Army Reserve until a few years ago. The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill. The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby. The situation is very fluid, and the investigation has a preliminary stage. And the fact is that right now, there you go. The law enforcement and intelligence community are continuing to look for any connections, associations, or co-conspirators. We have nothing additional to report at this time. The investigation is continuing to be active, and no one should jump to conclusions. I've directed my Attorney General, the FBI Director, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the head of the National Counterterrorism Center, and the intelligence community to work on this intensively until we have a full and complete information. And once we have that information, I will share that information as soon as we can confirm it. Additionally, we're tracking the explosion of a cyber truck outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Law enforcement and the intelligence community are investigating this as well, including whether there's any possible connection with the attack in New Orleans. Thus far, there's nothing to report on that score at this time. I've directed my team to make sure every resource is made available to federal, state, and local law enforcement to complete the investigation in New Orleans quickly and to make sure there is no remaining threat to the American people. And we'll support the people of New Orleans as they begin the hard work of healing. New Orleans is a place unlike any other place in the world.
All right, so he's leading with that. He's leading when he talks about so this guy was an American citizen, he served in the army. So he's leading with that. I just thought it was weird, but Trump also did release a statement basically sort of kind of blaming the border. He kind of jumped to a conclusion, but I don't know what information he was given, but basically he was condemning illegal immigration because, you know, like I said before, the speculation that was going around that it might be an illegal immigrant.